Interesting facts about women born under the Cancer zodiac sign in June. When we talk about astrology, there are always hidden corners of truth that feel more like poetry than prediction. And today, dear listeners, we dive into one of those poetic mysteries, the Cancer woman born in June. Now, you might already think you know her: gentle, nurturing, maybe a little moody. But to stop there would be like saying the ocean is just a lot of water. You'd be ignoring the tides, the hidden creatures, the storms, and the moonlight dancing on its surface. A Cancer woman in June is an entire ecosystem, and if you've ever been lucky enough to know one, you understand that her presence lingers like the echo of a song you can't get out of your head. Let's peel back the layers. And like any good astrologer with a pinch of philosopher in the mix, I'll remind you, astrology is both map and mirror. It shows patterns, but it also reflects who we are willing to become. Cancer women born in June? They are, in many ways, the chosen ones when it comes to embodying the mystery of emotional intelligence and loyalty. Compassion that feels like home. The first fact about June Cancer women is perhaps the most obvious but also the most misunderstood: their compassion. This isn't just kindness. This isn't just "let me make you soup when you're sick." No, this is a kind of compassion that operates on a frequency most people can't hear. If you've ever walked into a room feeling like your world was falling apart, and then suddenly felt calmer just because she smiled at you, congratulations, you've been under the spell of a June Cancer woman. It's not just family or friends she nurtures. Sometimes, it's complete strangers. A lost child at the grocery store? She's the one kneeling down, making silly faces to calm the tears. A coworker drowning in deadlines? She's the one who silently leaves a cup of coffee on their desk, no words necessary. Psychologists might call this high empathy. Sociologists might say it's the result of being ruled by the moon, always reflecting, absorbing, and illuminating. I'd say it's their superpower, but like every superhero, there's a catch. That same compassion that heals others can also drain her if she doesn't learn boundaries. And here's the paradox: Cancer women hate saying no, but they suffer deeply when they don't. Buddhist teachings call this the middle path, giving without losing yourself. For June Cancer women, this lesson is not optional, it's survival. The mystery behind the smile. Now, let's not sugarcoat things. Cancer women born in June are mysterious. And when I say mysterious, I don't mean she didn't text back. I mean you could know her for 10 years and still discover she has a secret poetry journal hidden in the back of her closet. Her smile might be soft, but don't mistake it for transparency. She is the master of holding back certain parts of herself, not out of malice, but out of wisdom. She knows the value of silence. She knows not every thought deserves an audience. A friend once joked that dating a Cancer woman in June is like watching Netflix with a 10-second lag. You think you've figured out the plot, and suddenly she reveals a twist you didn't see coming. And you sit there thinking, wait, how long has she known this about me? Spoiler, she knew from the beginning. This ability to hold mystery isn't manipulation, it's allure. A novelist might call it character development. A psychologist might call it self-protection. I call it irresistible. Because if everyone revealed their entire soul up front, where would the adventure be? Emotional tides, the roller coaster nobody warned you about. Here's a fact most people won't admit out loud: being close to a June Cancer woman is like signing up for the most exhilarating, confusing, breathtaking roller coaster you've ever ridden. One moment, she's laughing so hard she spills coffee on her shirt, and you can't help but laugh with her. The next moment, she retreats into her shell, quiet and unreachable. For the untrained observer, this looks like inconsistency. But those of us who've studied her know better. It's the moon. The moon changes phases every night, and so does she. Sometimes full and radiant, sometimes hidden and dark, but always influencing the tides. Now, let's sprinkle in some humor. If you date a June Cancer woman, be prepared. She'll cry at a movie you thought was a comedy, and she'll laugh at a moment you thought was tragic. You'll be sitting there wondering, did we watch the same film? And she'll shrug, saying, it's just how I felt. That's her gift and your challenge. But here's the secret. Her emotional roller coaster is actually a spiritual training ground. If you can ride those waves with her, without trying to control or fix them, you'll come out wiser, softer, and maybe even more human yourself. That's why I call her one of the chosen ones, not chosen to be perfect, but chosen to teach the rest of us the courage of feeling. Love and loyalty, the Cancer contract. When it comes to love, June Cancer women don't play around. They're not interested in flings, half-hearted promises, or someone who treats intimacy like a temporary subscription service. No, with her, love is a contract of the soul. And here's the thing, you don't just date a Cancer woman, you marry her entire emotional world. She brings loyalty like a knight sworn to protect the kingdom. She'll remember your allergies, your mother's birthday, and the exact shade of blue you once said reminded you of childhood summers. But let's be honest, loyalty this intense can sometimes slide into possessiveness. She might text you, "Where are you?" not because she doubts you, but because her protective instincts are hardwired. If you see it as control, you'll clash. If you see it as devotion, you'll melt. Think of it this way, a Cancer woman in June is like a fireplace. Get too close and you might sweat. Stay at the right distance and you'll never be cold again. The family matriarch. Home is where the heart is. You've heard the saying. But for Cancer women in June, home isn't just where the heart is, it is the heart. These women are natural matriarchs, even if they don't want the title. They're the glue at family gatherings, the one who remembers who likes extra gravy and who needs their mashed potatoes lump-free. They'll call to check in, not because they're nosy, but because if you're alive, they need to know you're okay. Sociologists might frame this as traditional caretaking. But I'd argue it's more radical than that. In a world obsessed with independence, a June Cancer woman says, no. Connection matters. Family matters. You matter. Of course, this responsibility can feel heavy. She might sometimes sigh under the weight of being everyone's emotional pillar. Yet, she wouldn't trade it. Because for her, joy comes not from trophies or headlines, but from knowing her people are safe. Alone time, the sacred retreat. Now here's something people often overlook. For all their nurturing and loyalty, June Cancer women desperately need solitude. Picture this, after a weekend of cooking for the family, mediating arguments, and remembering to buy batteries for the TV remote, she suddenly disappears into her room for 3 hours. She's not mad. She's not ignoring you. She's just recharging. If you mistake this for distance, you'll drive yourself crazy. But if you honor it, you'll see her return radiant, ready to give again. Think of it like this, she's the moon. And sometimes, the moon needs darkness to glow again. Fragile? Not a chance. From the outside, a Cancer woman in June might look delicate, sensitive, vulnerable. And in a way, she is. But don't confuse sensitivity with weakness. Her true strength is resilience. She can bend without breaking. She can cry without collapsing. She can be wounded and still return stronger. If you want proof, look at how she transforms heartbreak into wisdom, how she turns personal pain into compassion for others. This is why so many Cancer women end up as leaders, mentors, or healers. Not because they shout the loudest, but because they understand the silent language of the heart. In an office, she's the one who notices when morale dips. In a community, she's the one who quietly organizes help before anyone even asks. Her power isn't in being unshakable. Her power is in being deeply, unapologetically human. The enigma that lasts. So what makes Cancer women born in June unforgettable? It's not one thing. It's the blend. The tenderness mixed with steel. The mystery layered over compassion. The devotion balanced with solitude. She's not just a partner, not just a daughter, not just a friend. She's a mirror. She reflects back to you the parts of yourself you forgot, the feelings you tried to bury, the truths you were too scared to face. And when she does, she doesn't shame you. She loves you through it. That's why I say they are the chosen ones, not because they live perfect lives, but because they remind us of the sacredness of connection, the beauty of vulnerability, and the quiet, enduring strength of the human spirit. If you've ever had a June Cancer woman in your life, count yourself lucky. You've encountered someone who loves like the ocean, sometimes calm, sometimes stormy, but always vast and real. And if you are a Cancer woman listening to this right now, let me say this: never underestimate the power of your presence. You don't have to be loud to be heard. You don't have to reveal everything to be known. You already carry a light that guides others home. So, embrace your complexity. Protect your solitude. Love fiercely, but don't forget to love yourself too. Because the world doesn't just need your compassion, it needs your mystery, your resilience, and your laughter that somehow makes even the darkest nights feel a little brighter. The Cancer woman born in June is not just an astrological archetype. She is living proof that softness and strength are not opposites, they are soulmates. And if you ever doubt that, just spend one evening in her company. You'll walk away different. Life is short, dear Cancer, so savor the ride, laugh at your mood swings, cherish your deep love, and remember, even the moon takes nights off. Enjoy your magic, don't hide it. If this spoke to you, like, share, and subscribe to Wisdom of Zodiac Signs, your cosmic home for truth with a wink.